I'm not ashamed to own my Lord, nor to defend his cause. Maintain the honors of his word, the glory of his cross.
Hello, I'm James Brown, and on behalf of the East End Church of Christ located in Toronto, Canada, I'd like to welcome you to Monday's edition of Walking Through the Bible, a podcast where we seek to study the Bible and the Bible alone. Please stick around afterwards for information on how you can contact us. But for now, if you have a Bible with you, please go to the book of Genesis, and we'll turn you over to Jeremy Dieselkamp for a study of the day.
Thank you, James, and welcome to all of our viewers. This is the 35th lesson in our study of Genesis. On Saturday, we covered Genesis chapter 8, verses 20 to 22, discussing how God promised not to destroy this earth again in a flood. If you missed that episode and would like to watch it, you can find it and all of our other podcasts on our website at www.eastendchurch.org. You can also find them on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/EastEndChurchOfChrist under the Walking Through the Bible Genesis playlist. Today we're going to begin with Genesis chapter 9 verse 1 and read through verse 7. The text that you'll see on the screen is from the English Standard Version, but you're welcome to follow along with any version that you have. So let's now read Genesis chapter 9, beginning at verse 1. And God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. The fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every bird of the heavens, upon everything that creeps on the ground, and all the fish of the sea. Into your hand they are delivered. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. And as I gave you the green plants, I give you everything. But you shall not eat of the flesh with its life, that is, its blood. And for your lifeblood I will require a reckoning. From every beast I will require it, and from man. From his fellow man I will require a reckoning for the life of man. Whoever sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed. For God made man in his own image. And you be fruitful and multiply, teem on the earth, and multiply in it. This is a continuation of what we read at the end of chapter 8. God blessed Noah and his sons for remaining faithful in the face of a wicked and perverse world. He told them to be fruitful and multiply. This is the same command that God gave Adam and Eve in Genesis chapter 1, verse 28. The reason for this command is obvious. There were only 8 people alive at that time. If mankind was to continue, Noah's sons would have to have children. We don't read of Noah having any more children, so that can't be assumed, for Noah is quite old here. But his 3 sons have many children, as we'll see in chapter 10. Now there are some people who believe that this command still applies to us today, and therefore encourage families to have as many children as possible, thus opposing all forms of birth control. We need to remember, though, that this is an Old Testament passage, and no New Testament command is given to replace it, so this verse can't be used to teach this kind of doctrine. How many children a family has is deeply personal, but the Bible does give us guidance. 1 Timothy 5 verse 8 says that we must be able to provide for our family. As far as I can tell, this is God's only instruction for us on the number of children, and it concerns being able to support them, and of course still fulfill all of our family and godly duties. That leaves the number of children up to each individual husband and wife. Back to Genesis 9. God placed in the beasts the fear of man, for here God gives man the first instructions that he may eat animal meat. Genesis 1:29 tells us God gave us plants for food. If he allowed meat to be eaten, we're unsure, and therefore must not be dogmatic one way or another. But here we have the first time recorded for us that man is allowed to eat meat. This is also true in the New Testament, so let nobody tell you that eating meat is sinful. God's only restriction, do not eat the blood, because the life is in the blood. Life is a mystery that even today mankind has not fully solved. And even this statement in the Bible doesn't give us all the answers. What does it mean, the life is in the blood? Well, we know that without blood we will die. But beyond that, much is left unexplained. However, God understands all, and because of this, he has told us not to eat blood, for the life is in the blood. This prohibition against the eating of blood still stands today, as Acts 15:29 would tell us. In connection with that, God gives us the penalty for murder, the shedding of blood. This applied both to humans and to animals. If man's blood is shed, in other words, he is murdered, the one who shed that blood is deserving of death. That's because God places a high value on human life due to the fact that we were created in his image. Life is sacred, and therefore we should treat all life, in whatever state it exists, with the highest regard. With that, our time is up for today. Please join us, the Lord willing, tomorrow when we will continue our study of Genesis, beginning with Genesis chapter 9, verse 8.
Thank you, Jeremy. And to our viewers, we also thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Should you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment below or email us at answerintheword@gmail.com. We'll try to respond to you as quickly as we can. We hope you'll join us, the Lord willing, tomorrow when we'll be continuing our study of the book of Genesis. Goodbye for now, and have a great day.
I'm not ashamed to own my Lord, nor to